YouTube, it says I'm live. Just setting up the gram. What's up, Insta? We are now live, it says. So before Dylan gets on, we're going to do Nicktendo episode 34, stuff on Ryan Reynolds, movies, shows. I got this from my boy Daniel, his shirt. I got another shirt too I'm going to wear next week on my show, which I should actually get ready. I keep telling you guys as comic fans, you want to be watching on Tuesdays because they do buy or pass, and then Lurkers comes on. And it's just good stuff. You know, you get to find out who to follow, what's next, you know, and stuff you want to do. Let's see. Dylan should be coming in live. Put this under here. There he is.
What's up, buddy?
What's going on? So I got Dylan live on Instagram, which I was supposed to have him live on YouTube. Didn't work out that way, but the world never works out that way, of course. So I'm going to figure out how to get it done for next week so that next time I have somebody on, which is probably going to be you if I had to guess, where
What's the topic?
next week is my past day, so it's New Comic Book Day. After that, I think it's A Quiet Place. You saw that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to do a big panel because that comes out next month. Quiet Place 2.
Nice. I
So,
thought it was a Netflix one at first, but apparently not.
really?
Mm-hmm.
I wish. That'd be cool. So we're ready. Dylan's on Instagram, YouTube. You're going to be able to listen. I got the mic close to him, so you'll hear everything he's saying, too. Feel free to put in your stuff. Why is nothing working? Oh, there it is. It is working. All right. Hi, Luna. All right, so Ryan Reynolds, the man, the myth, the legend. I think he's one of, like, the biggest man crushes in the world, right? I mean...
He was one of mine for a while, and I fell off.
Me too.
I'm kind of coming back, but...
It's hard. He's one of those guys that I feel like he's such a douche, but at the same time, like, you gotta love him.
I think there was a movie that he did, and I just didn't like him. It was just his face. Like, I just wanted to punch him in the face for some reason.
Okay.
Like, I still love his character.
All right, fair enough. So what we're going to do, you've seen a bunch of episodes with us doing this. We did Chris Pratt. We did Jake Gyllenhaal. I think that was it for, like, famous actors.
Did I do Chris Pratt with you?
Yeah. That was it was quick.
So I feel like I was probably a little late.
So what I did, I listed the movies. I sent you that email with the setup. I actually put them in a different order, so I don't think it'll throw you off because I have a feeling you've seen all these movies that I have and maybe a couple that I haven't. So I think you've got a bigger beat on him than me. Yeah. So I'm just going to start with the movies I haven't seen, and then by like the 8th movie, I've seen the rest. So that's what's cool about Ryan Reynolds. I have never seen Van Wilder. Have you seen that one?
No.
No.
That's my number one Ryan Reynolds movie.
Really? It's that good?
Yeah. It's like up there in one of my top movies, like, of all time.
Really?
For that genre. Like, it's hard. You can't really put Marvel movies and, like, Van Wilder in the same category.
Okay.
But, like, if somebody was going to ask me, like, what is, like, a movie recommendation, like, Van Wilder is a movie that, like, I've seen so many times, and, like, I don't know, I just kind of hold that one close, because I always come back to that one, and I'll always watch it when it's on.
What's it about?
It's kind of like, you can kind of compare it to, like, an American Pie type.
Okay.
So he's in college, and he's basically just like this. Actually, no, okay, not really American Pie. I say American Pie because, like, he gets laid a lot.
Okay.
So he's actually in his 7th year of college, and he's just, like, really into the college life and, like, partying. Like, he's really good at throwing parties, getting laid, and
Okay.
girls, like that. And the whole thing is about, like, I guess they want to kick him out or something.
Okay.
Like, his dad funds the school with, like, a lot of money, being an alumni and stuff, so he just gets to stay. And basically, he runs the campus, but the dean, like, isn't happy with the way he, like, tries to, like, take control and stuff. So the whole thing is, like, he has to graduate on his 7th year.
Okay.
Or they, like, kick him out or something like that.
Okay.
So, but the whole thing is just, like, you know, he meets a lot of people. He needs this girl, and he kind of, like, changes his ways to be better for her. And, like, things like that. But no, it's just like a party scene movie.
Okay.
I wouldn't say it's like a frat movie because he's not really a frat boy, but it's like a college party.
Okay. Is there anyone else in it that I would know?
Yes, the girl from American Pie, the blonde who plays Vicky, Tara Reid.
I've never seen the American Pies, dude.
You've never seen American? Have you seen Sharknado?
Not the first one.
Any of them?
I think I saw the Avalanche
the
one.
blonde one, his wife or his ex-wife, whatever.
Okay, maybe.
The skinny blonde. Yeah, so she was the girl from American Pie, but she was also in Van Wilder.
Okay.
She's like the girl in that.
Okay.
Oh, the guy from Harold and Kumar, the Muslim guy.
Okay.
They actually made a sequel to Van Wilder without Ryan Reynolds.
Uh-huh.
But he took over. His name is Taj.
Okay.
So he was basically like this really nerdy Indian that Ryan Reynolds like taught how to be cool and party.
Okay.
And then the second one is about how this guy Taj is still at the same college, basically being Ryan Reynolds' character.
Very interesting. All right.
Yeah.
I feel like it's something I should watch like tonight, to be honest, after hearing all that.
Yeah, so I saw that on your list, and I completely forgot about that movie. So, yep, that's my number one, Ryan Reynolds. Not to give away any spoilers, but
Hey, it's all good. The next movie, Blade. He was in Blade Trinity. I've never seen any of the Blades.
I didn't see any of the Blades.
Me
I've known of them, and they've been out for a while, but just never got to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. Did you ever see a movie called The Voice?
The Voice? Did you look at? Hold on, let me Google that one because I think I did.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, I don't know.
It's one of those really weird. Yes, The Voices.
That's what it
I've
is.
seen this like a few years ago, just like on Amazon Prime one day. And I was like, all right, this kind of seems like an odd, like it's almost like an indie film, like not one that a lot of people have seen, even though Ryan Reynolds is so famous.
Okay.
But it's really kind of trippy. So he's like a serial killer, but he's like a happy guy, and like he like doesn't realize that he's a serial killer, and his cat and his dog basically egg him on to do all his like the bidding. Like all the killing and stuff. So he like invites girls over and like it's crazy. He like cuts off the head and keeps them in his fridge. And like he goes to work and like he has normal friends. Like he seems like a normal guy. And I think he invites a girl over. I think it's Anna Kendrick, if I'm not mistaken. And I think the whole thing with her, like she finds out like she must have like opened his fridge. I don't remember because it's been so many years. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like Ryan Reynolds. He kind of reminds me of, remember The Rock in Central Intelligence, where like he's so nice, you don't know if he's crazy or not.
Yeah, you don't know if he's faking it.
Like he's crazy, but he seems so normal. But yeah, no, his dog, he goes home from work and like talks to his dog and cat, and just like they're kind of raunchy and yeah, no, he kills people.
Okay.
It's a fun movie.
Okay.
It's not really a horror. I think it's actually classified as a horror. It's more of a thriller. I would call it a thriller comedy.
Okay.
Or like a horror comedy, I guess. There's nothing scary about it. You know?
Like I'll be able to sit through it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ryan Reynolds just stabbing somebody. But
Gotcha.
with a smile on his face. Like it's not really cringy. Actually, it is cringy.
Well, did you watch Life?
Yes.
Was it good?
No. That's the one. It's Jake Gyllenhaal, Ryan Reynolds, and who's the other person in it?
I know.
Not George Clooney. I could look that up. I did see Life. So basically, it was like one of those movies. You know how like Interstellar and what was the other one that was really similar?
Gravity.
Gravity. It was kind of like one of those movies, except it's an alien.
Okay.
So basically, they're in like this space station and they come across like this organism, and they're like scientists and they study it, and basically this organism gets like out of control, and like it's like super strong, like it's like a jelly almost.
Okay.
And it binds them kind of like a snake, like it wraps them and like cuts off their joints and circulations, and it's crazy.
It sounds nuts.
Hold on, let me see who else was in that. I'm actually looking it up now.
I feel like there are a couple of famous people in there. I just never sat and watched it.
Rebecca Ferguson. Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. Olga Diavich.
Maybe I saw her.
Hold on. Let me just see who else was in it. It's not showing me anymore. Basically, Jake Gyllenhaal and Ryan Reynolds.
Okay.
Those are like my two main crushes, so that's why I saw it. It was not as good as like Interstellar and stuff.
Okay. I loved Interstellar. A lot of people didn't.
Yeah, no, it was just kind of like another one that just didn't really fit in.
Yeah.
Like they never left the space station, and like the alien wasn't anything crazy.
Right. Did you ever see Woman in Gold?
No.
No, me neither.
I don't even know if I've heard of that one.
I think it was an older one. It said. Smoking Aces.
Nope.
Mississippi Grind.
Nope.
It wasn't good. Mississippi Grind. It's like a gambling movie. Like he's basically like a deadbeat and just needs to like make as much money as fast as he can. And he hooks up with I don't remember who he hooks up with. There's another kind of big actor in it. And
I'll look it up now because I have my laptop in front of me.
But I wouldn't recommend it. Like there's a lot better gambling and casino movies out there.
Oh, is that guy that looks like no. Yeah, oh yeah, Ray Liotta.
Yeah, that's him. I hate Ray Liotta.
Ben Affleck is in it. Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Reynolds, Alec. All Ryan Reynolds movies. Now we're gonna get to some movies that I've finally seen. So it looks like we didn't see a lot of the same movies like I thought, and you're gonna have me beat. Waiting. I love Waiting, dude.
That's the one with the goat, right? With
Yep.
the kid? Yeah. I love that movie.
I think that movie is so freaking. It's very inappropriate, but it's so funny.
We used to run around in like high school, like in the locker room.
Yep.
We'd like turn the corner and like do the goat and like the bat.
The bat.
We would play the game from Waiting. Everybody did that.
That was so funny. The whole thing was like the videos that they make the kids watch in the back while he's like training for work. Justin Long is just so funny, and Ryan Reynolds is just such a dirtbag manager. Like he's checking out all the chicks that are way younger than him. It was very funny.
Yeah, no, he wasn't a manager. I think the whole thing was he was like debating becoming a manager because he didn't want to be a douche or something.
Oh,
like that.
that's right.
Yeah.
But he goes to their parties afterwards.
Yeah, but he's like too old or something. He starts dating like the young girl. It's a good movie.
Did you see The Croods?
I did see The Croods. I actually didn't know he was in it though.
Neither did I until yesterday when I sent you the list of movies.
Nah, it's hard with those movies that are like where they're just voice actors because it's so hard to like determine.
Yeah.
You know whose voice that is. I didn't really watch it because it was a Ryan Reynolds movie. But
Right.
It was good.
You know, I thought that movie was very sad. At one point, it got super serious.
Yeah.
When like they thought that.
Now confused with Gerard Butler and
Oh, he was in it too. Yeah, Gerard Butler was. Yeah.
Maybe that's what I was thinking.
Me too.
Okay.
Did you see Turbo with the snail?
No.
I saw it once. It was terrible. I think it'll go down as the worst Pixar movie ever.
Yeah.
Actually, it might be DreamWorks. I don't think it's Pixar. You didn't see that?
No, I think we were supposed to see it. We were supposed to see it together, and I think I was in Florida or something.
I went and saw it, and I slept through the whole thing, unfortunately. But what I saw was cool.
Like him doing that, like
it was great because
like I feel like it's weird for Ryan Reynolds to do like a voice of.
Right, here's the thing with that movie, like the whole basis was that he wasn't like his son is in the movie. He's the guy that finds Pikachu, and Pikachu was like, "I'm your dad." Like Pikachu was Ryan Reynolds was like a cop, and he was on a mission, and Pikachu was his Pokemon detective partner, and there was an accident, and the only way for Ryan Reynolds to like hide or survive the accident was like Pikachu had to like basically evolve into him and become him. So Ryan Reynolds went into Pikachu's body to stay hidden, found his son, and the whole movie's how about like by the end they want to get him out of it.
Okay.
So
yeah, that's kind of crazy. I mean, it's still on my list of movies to watch for sure.
it's awesome because like the fight scene with like Charizard and all the Pokemon are really cool looking. It's really well done.
Yeah, it's definitely not like I don't want to see it because it's Ryan Reynolds. It's one of those movies like I'm just gonna see.
You got exactly.
Pokemon or something.
Did you see the Nines?
I might have. Let me look. Have you?
No.
Let me see.
Apparently, it's basically like the number 23, I think.
Actually, no. Okay, I fell asleep during the Nines.
Okay.
But what I got from it was really hard to follow because I think he had like multiple personalities or something like that.
Okay.
There's like 3 different stories where Ryan Reynolds plays like 3 different characters or something. I couldn't tell you exactly. It was a little trippy. But like I said, I fell asleep really early in that movie.
All right. What is Luna attacking?
Is it loud?
Yeah.
It is loud. She's just playing with a toy.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Whoops, I just went to the very end. What's next? The Captive. You saw that, right?
Yes, that's the one that you said you just watched not too long ago?
Yeah, you brought it up on last week's episode, I think.
Did I?
Where I did,
because it was a Netflix.
yeah.
Yeah. sure that's a Netflix movie.
I don't remember if it is either, but it's a good movie.
I thought that was a very good movie.
Yeah.
Looking for his daughter and the whole set. It's kind of like Taken, but it doesn't really brand like he's not like Liam Neeson. Kind of like Taken in like one town with no special skills whatsoever.
Yeah.
He's just like a dad who just wants to find his daughter.
Yeah, his daughter gets taken.
Like it takes like 14 years or some shit like that.
Yeah. Very cool movie.
It was just like a cheap version of Taken. That's the best way I can describe that movie.
I think it was funny. Well, not funny, but I thought it was like such a good movie how like he never gave up finding her, you know? And like what it did to his marriage, because like that came into play. Like the whole thing overall, I thought it was just very well written.
Stuff with the wife in the hotel.
Finding all the little stuff.
Like they put up cameras to watch her and then leave those little like breadcrumbs to like drive her crazy, like the teeth and the hair comb and things like that.
Yep.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Yep. I think you Adventureland. You saw that?
Yeah, that's the one with like Kristen Stewart and
Jesse Eisenberg.
Jesse Eisenberg is in that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's another one. Kind of like waiting. He's just playing the cool guy.
Yeah.
Like Ryan Reynolds was very like typecasted for a while. I feel like he just played that old cool guy.
Absolutely.
You know? But he branched out a little bit.
I feel like I watched that. Like, I mean, I think I've said this before on Nicktendo 100 times. Like, I just don't like Jesse Eisenberg. I don't mind Kristen Stewart. And I thought it was like better off because it was about how he got a job there, and I don't remember, but
it's like they all worked at like this like Six Flags type, you know, adventure park.
Yeah, it's one of those movies where like you can watch it every once in a while if it's on.
Yeah, it just for entertainment, no real plot. You know, they work there. Jesse Eisenberg, I think, has a crush on Kristen Stewart, but she likes Ryan Reynolds, who's kind of like, once again, he's old and a player, and all the girls like him.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds in a nutshell.
So these two movies are very similar in a way. The Selfless and my God, where did I put it? And Criminal.
I don't think I've seen Criminal. I've seen Selfless though. That was the one I think we talked about.
Yeah, and then I watched it at Jimmy's. So Selfless was about how Ben Kingsley was dying and they needed a body for his head.
Yeah,
for his
so they
mind.
transferred his consciousness into Ryan Reynolds' body.
Right.
So it wasn't actually like Ryan Reynolds' character. I think his name was Mark. If I'm not mistaken, he was like a soldier or something like that.
Yeah, technically he had like 3 names. He was Mark, but his real name was something else and this and that. Like, but it was cool.
Adam and something else.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool how like, you know, the whole reverse engineering of the. Oh, we bought a controller.
Mm-hmm.
At Jimmy's.
Yep.
Flamethrower. That was the most badass scene when he pulls out the flamethrower.
Yeah.
He just repeats back the formula.
Right.
To like.
To solve it all.
Or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Criminal is a good movie. Like I would definitely recommend it. He's like he's a member of like the FBI or whatever. He's only in it for like 5 minutes. And he gets captured and you know he's cornered and you hear gunshots go off and you're just like, crap. But he didn't catch the guy he needed to at the beginning of the movie. So they take Kevin Costner and they say, hey, like, Kevin Costner is the criminal. He's in jail. But he's the guy that Ryan Reynolds spent years, like, following and learning about to get him locked up. So, like, you know Ryan Reynolds just as well as he knows you. We're going to put his mind in you. But it's sick because, like, Gal Gadot gets in it. And, like, it's her and her daughter who it's technically... It's Ryan Reynolds, his wife, and they run into each other, and Kevin Costner, like, needs a place to hide, and he goes there, and he's like, look, and he tells her everything, and then it just twists on how, like, the good guys are looking for the bad guy, but they don't know it because this was, like, a secret mission thing. Definitely watch it. Very good movie.
I like he does, like, those kind of, like, thriller action movies.
Yeah.
That's not like a superhero movie.
Like I said, he's only in it for a couple of minutes, but it's crazy because, like, it's sad because, like, you see him get cornered and you're just like, he's going down. And sure enough. Did you watch the Amityville Horror?
I didn't.
Oh, really?
The popular one, and I didn't see that one.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't even know he was in it, but I didn't see it.
Oh, okay.
This is a great movie. The Change Up with Jason Bateman.
Yes.
So good. So good.
Remember how Ryan Reynolds had like a suit of armor in his apartment?
Yeah.
I always said when I got my first apartment, I want a suit of armor just like that.
That's so funny.
And I think he had a sword or something, like a samurai sword.
I think it's so funny because, like, everything I've seen Jason Bateman in, he's kind of like the normal guy. And then you've got Ryan Reynolds, who you know is like the hot shot. So I think it's so cool how, like, they played themselves and then flipped, and it was like they clearly had to, like, dumb down and act up to change bodies. Like I thought it was perfect casting.
I thought that was cool. I really liked that movie. I don't remember. There was something in that movie that made me laugh. It might have been when they were crossing streams.
That's what changed them forth, front and back, right?
Yeah, that changed them. The whole movie, it was hysterical. The idea behind the whole thing. It was like Freaky Friday, but like for dudes.
Right. It's so. I thought that was great.
That was pretty cool.
Safe House with Denzel Washington. Hated it.
I've seen that in a while, but you didn't like that movie, right?
Hated it.
Yeah, I liked it. It's just another. I mean, nothing spectacle about it, but I did like it. Like I did like seeing Ryan Reynolds in, like in action.
Yeah. I thought.
I don't remember the whole plot exactly. Was Ryan Reynolds the one that was being held up in the safe house?
No, he was the guy working it, and he had been working there for years, and he never had anybody come in. And all of a sudden, like, these people showed up and like, we're bringing Denzel Washington in.
Oh, Denzel was the bad guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had to like, okay.
But like the group that was working for Ryan Reynolds was actually bad. Like they wanted to kill him, and he wasn't supposed to be killed, and he figured it out. But I don't know. It was just, I feel like it was really loud. All this like cameras are really up close. Like it's nuts.
Sorry about my dog, by the way.
It's okay. I don't care. I love that
I don't
dog.
know how loud she actually is to the microphone, but
Yeah, when you're done, go back and it's not bad though. Don't worry.
yeah,
R.I.P.D. Did you see that?
I did. I don't think I watched it beginning to end. I might have fell asleep during it. But,
It's very
that's another
corny.
one where I really liked the trailer, like the idea behind it. Like when they die, they become.
Yeah.
Actually, that kind of reminded me. That brought me into Six Underground, by the way. Because I kind of thought it was the same thing, but we'll talk about that, I guess, a little later.
Okay. R.I.P.D. I thought that was like the corniest movie, but
It was.
love that movie, and it's because I like what's his face,
The old dude?
Jeff Bridges, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought it was cool. But it was another movie where it's like, damn, he's dead again. Like they just kill him and everything.
Yeah, no, but I like the idea behind it. Like he died, and then he becomes this, and then they're like kind of ghosts.
Yeah.
So can we talk about the Six Underground, or do you want to talk?
No,
about
go for it. Bring it up. Go ahead.
So I didn't know for like 3/4 of the movie that they weren't actually dead.
Oh, really?
I don't know if I'm just dumb. Like I didn't know that he like just like wipes their identities to the planet type thing, and they all fake their death.
Mm-hmm.
I thought like they actually died for some reason.
Hold on, I think I just lost you. Hold on. The connection. Wait, hold on. There you are. Now I just don't hear you. Hold on. What happened to the volume? Can anyone hear us? This is why I want to go to YouTube full time, if you guys can hear me. Hold on. I am going to back out. Join back in, everyone. Gonna try and get Dylan back in. Sorry about the cutout, but we lost everything. Let's see, got you back. Yo, can you hear me, Denki? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me, dog. Sorry, YouTube. Hanzo, can you give me a thumbs up if you can? Okay, good. You guys can hear me. There he is. All right. Dylan's coming back on. Give it a minute. All right, you're back.
Was that me or was that you?
At first, I have no idea. At first, it showed you were wobbling, and then I was wobbling, and then it went silent, and I was like, all right, whatever.
Okay, so can you just explain Six Underground then?
So, like,
what you took from it?
He had to make them ghosts. So, like what you said, he just wiped their identities, and it was the only way to give them, like, something to look forward for. Like, when they brought in that sniper guy, the whole thing was, like, he wasn't, the things he needed to do and wanted to do, he couldn't do, because it was, like, it wasn't okay with, like, the country or the government, you know? So he gave him a job where he could be like, you can do all of this stuff that you want to do. and that's how they kind of rolled with the movie. So, but I thought that was such a good movie. It was cool until like even when they started giving each other their real names. Like I was like, he got pissed, but I was like, this is cool.
Because that was the whole purpose. Like they weren't doing that. And they did do it.
You know who was awesome in that movie? That guy who did all the parkour guy. He was cool.
Oh yeah, he looked like James McAvoy, like a young James McAvoy.
Yeah.
I thought that was him for some reason.
Yeah.
And I was like, is that? No, it couldn't be. But like I said, because I thought they were actually dead in the beginning with Dave Franco, I was so confused because I'm like, wait a second, like if he's dead, how did he die?
Yeah.
You know, like I thought they were ghosts, so that's why when he didn't come, I was expecting him to come back in some way, and he didn't.
Gotcha.
So that's why, like 3/4 of the movie, I was so confused. Because then he also said to that guy, I think the Spanish guy, he's like, "Oh, you're the only one who's not dead," because he talks to his mom.
Right.
Yeah. So like that really confused me too. I'm like, wait a second, how do they have, like, how do they have connections with this guy if they're all dead and he's not?
Right.
But I'm an idiot and just didn't realize the whole concept of like their identities being cut.
Yeah, no, but good movie. Like you said, it was kind of just one of those like. It was one of those guns and everything movie, like just a bang bang movie. But I did like the final fights on the boat where like everything became serious and like Ryan Reynolds at the end he saved the parkour kid. He was getting like his shit kicked and he's like, "You got to tell me where you are."
That kind of went against everything he wanted to do.
Exactly.
And then the soldier guy like started doing that with the names and going back for him.
Yeah.
Like it was cool, but like it was also kind of annoying because like that wasn't the whole point of the mission.
Right.
So, like, are we happy about that, or are we not happy about that?
I know, yeah. You know? Like, I don't know. It showed, like, he had a change of heart, and I like when he's serious, so that kind of got me. I was like, all right, this movie ended up, I think it put it to the next level for me.
Yeah.
Did you see The Hitman's Bodyguard with him and Samuel L. Jackson?
No. But, I mean, it kind of sounds like Safe House, but I'm not sure.
No, not even. It was more like funny. I think, if I remember correctly, Ryan Reynolds is the bodyguard, and he has Samuel L. Jackson. He's like that's who he works for, but he's the hitman, and it's like he doesn't need Ryan Reynolds, but Ryan Reynolds doesn't know that like going into it. So he's like, I think I have a serious job, and then he finds out like this guy doesn't need him, and they just get into some funny shit together. But it's basic Samuel L. Jackson. So like if you like his humor of like just straight up not laughing or anything, like it's worth watching. And now it's coming. The second one's coming out as the Hitman's Wife. So
with Samuel L. Jackson and Ryan Reynolds, or
it just shows Ryan Reynolds so far.
Why is handsome so much a handsome name?
Wish I could tell you.
It's my cousin, by the way.
Oh, cool. Buried.
Yeah, that was cool. That's one of those movies like the Telephone Booth one or the Frozen one.
Yeah.
It just takes place in one scene.
Yeah.
You don't see anything else really. It always like trips me up because like I always want to know like who the guy he's talking to. Like, is he actually legitimate? Are they trying to save him?
Yeah, exactly. And
all that stuff, and it kind of like goes through your own mind, like what's happening.
Mm-hmm. Like, it was crazy because at the end when he said we're in, like when he was on the phone before everything collapsed, he's like, I'm so sorry, we're in the wrong spot. We just dug up somebody else. And it was just like, damn, that sucks.
Yeah, one of the other people that they were. So that one was kind of psychological because like, are these people fucking with him or are they fucking with me? Like, what am I supposed to be thinking as a viewer?
Yeah.
But it was cool. Like, I like those movies that, I mean, I know they're kind of lame because they don't change scenes, so they seem really low budget.
Yeah.
But they kept your mind going, like, thinking, like, what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, like the snake and then the dirt coming in and the phone calls. It was a good movie.
I think like the detail in the movie was just great. Like the snake, the lighter. He didn't like the phone on ring because it was so loud and it was like such an annoying sound. And he wanted.
I thought it was to conserve battery.
I think, but I don't remember if vibrate chart costs more battery or less. But whichever one it needed less of, he didn't like. Like he had to I think he put it on vibrate. I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But that's a good movie I'd rewatch. Definitely Maybe with Elizabeth Banks and that girl.
Okay, wait. So I was actually going through the list and I was thinking, is this the one where he talks to his daughter about all the girls he's dated?
Yes.
And she has to figure out which one is her mom?
Yeah.
Or something like that, just based off the stories?
Right.
That was a good movie. I don't remember every detail of it, I just kind of remember the basic plot of him just talking to his daughter.
Okay.
You know, explaining all these different stories of different women.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. You know, I like the idea behind it, and she figures it out.
Yeah. The whole time I thought.
For me to figure out who it was too.
Yeah. I just thought it was one of those movies that was just like, it was too corny for me. I was like, this isn't getting me anywhere. But Just Friends. I hate that movie.
I love that movie.
Really?
That's probably that's one of my top 5 for sure.
You see, I feel like if I rewatched it now, because I watched it when it came out, so I was young and like didn't get the humor, I think. So it's one of those things where I feel like if I watch it now, I'd like it a lot more. But
yeah, that was good. One of the guys from American Pie is in it.
Okay.
The girl, what else is she from? I think she was in that movie Road Trip. I don't remember the blonde chick. Her name's Jamie in the movie. I don't know the actress's name.
Is it the main girl?
Yeah, the main girl.
Jamie. Oh, okay.
And then Anna Faris is in it too.
Really?
Yeah. Do you remember that she was the like Ryan Reynolds is like a music producer or agent or something like that.
Yeah.
And he was with this like celebrity or the singer.
Yeah.
She was like completely psycho, and he had to take her to his hometown or something where he wasn't very popular.
Right.
Now he's all like rich and famous, so like he went back, you know, to see people from high school, and yeah, it was funny because he used to be fat.
Yeah.
So, it was just overall funny movie.
Yeah. X-Men Origins Wolverine, the first sign of Deadpool.
That was cool.
The movie itself.
I like his character, but then it kind of like threw me through a little bit when like they made him into Deadpool, but then he wasn't actually Deadpool. Like it was hard for me to grasp the concept that like they did it, but it wasn't actually.
Right.
You know, like it wasn't the same universe, it was the same character played by the same actor, and then like they kind of went back and redid that.
Yeah.
But he was just cool. Like he still had that attitude where he like ran his mouth, made jokes.
Yeah.
You know, it's part of the reason why they zipped his lips in the end.
Right. I thought it was cool how at the end they brought him back into the whole thing.
What do you
when
mean?
when Wolverine and Sabretooth were fighting, and they brought Deadpool into the top of that thing that was collapsing that they were fighting on.
Oh,
so,
yeah, they fought him. But he had a lot more powers that Deadpool doesn't actually have. He had all the mutant powers, which doesn't
exactly.
have.
Exactly. He's one of those people that like they made him a mutant. He wasn't born a mutant, it seemed like. But still cool.
I thought he was. I thought he had the mutant skill, like the swords and stuff.
Right, yeah, that was his thing. It was
like, chop bullets in him.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Pretty sure that's the mutant power, but
Green Lantern. Terrible movie.
Back and forth on it. Obviously it's not as good as Deadpool. I think when I saw it I thought it was kind of cheesy. Then I went back and like actually watched it to like enjoy what it was. Was that the first sign of Thanos? Was Thanos in that?
Because Green Lantern is DC. It's the other universe. There was some
big guy in it though.
There was something at the end of that movie, and he was big in purple. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it was it was about Sinestro. He was supposed to come in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I liked it. Blake Lively's in it, so
right.
Made it even better.
Which was cool. I don't. Were they married before that? Do you know?
No, I think that's when they met.
Very cool.
But no, I just thought I remember the trailers for it, and I was excited. Like.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I didn't know much about Green Lantern, but Ryan Reynolds being in it kind of got me interested.
Absolutely.
And it was cool. I mean, I don't think it's Reynolds that made Green Lantern in general. I think it just needed a good plot.
Yeah.
But okay.
And I feel like for its time, like everything it did just wasn't there yet. Can you hear me? Not if you can hear me. I can't hear you again. What the hell? There we go. Let's see what happens. The annoyance of Instagram. Instagram, you suck. Sorry, YouTube. This is what happens when I revert to Instagram because I don't have another option yet. There. Can you hear me? I can't hear you either. All right, I'm going to end it and back out again. This is what happens, YouTube. Hanzo, are you still on YouTube? Let's see what's up. The silence is deadly. That's what they say, and this is all I'm getting at. So there we go. He waved. Let's just make sure we can hear him. I think he's back again, which is good. We'll see if it lets Dylan add in. Yeah, there we go. There we go. This Instagram thing is killing me, dude.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's, connection for me to you because we're doing a joint one or.
Gotcha. So we did Green Lantern, and did you see The Proposal? Ryan Reynolds and Sandra Bullock.
That's another one of my top 5.
That's a great movie.
With Sandra Bullock, I thought it was cool. It was, cute. I feel like it's kind of bad of Ryan Reynolds' character because he's not like the cool hot guy, but he's not like a superhero thriller. So
yeah.
He kind of fell somewhere in between.
Yeah, it's one of those movies where I think that was like one of the first rom-coms I watched.
Yeah, it's been around for a little while.
Yeah.
It's cool. I think that's when I first learned that Alaska actually stays light for however long.
Oh, yeah.
When they go to Alaska and they wake up or go to bed and the lights off, so blackout things. Yeah, I've learned a valuable lesson there.
I don't remember if you watched. I know you watched that new Sabrina show. It said he was on Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Yeah, I saw that. So he wasn't in the show, like he wasn't part of the series, but they ended up making 3 movies, and he was in one of the movies. I don't know if he was in all of them.
Gotcha.
I never actually seen the movies though. I watched the series, but I didn't know they made movies. They're probably like hour-long, like special episodes.
Yeah.
But yeah, his character, he was in that, but I don't think he's really main.
Gotcha.
He didn't have anything to do with the actual show.
And then last but not least, because everything else that I saw, I have never even heard of. Deadpool. Obviously, the man, the myth, the legend. He's supposed to come to the MCU. You saw both Deadpools?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we saw Deadpool 2 together, or maybe I don't remember.
We probably did if I had to guess. We see everything together.
Yeah, I know.
Which one did you like better?
Which one did I like better? It's kind of hard. A lot of people I don't think liked Deadpool 2. I think I actually laughed more in Deadpool 2 than Deadpool 1.
Okay, me too.
Like when I saw Deadpool, I was super excited that it was even a thing.
Yeah.
Like I was like, wow, this is a superhero movie. It's hilarious. Like it's so R-X-rated, R-rated, not X-rated.
Yeah.
But I was excited to finally see that, And then so I always like sequels because you don't have to waste time with the backstory.
Yeah.
Kind of know what to expect, and you're excited to see what's next for them.
Absolutely.
So you already knew Deadpool, you knew what he was about, so it was just like a story that you can go in and see. And I thought it was funny because they kind of brought his girlfriend back and things like that.
Yeah, which was sick because they just killed her again too.
No, didn't they bring her back in the end?
I don't remember.
I thought they killed her in the beginning and they brought her back in the end when he was playing with the time. That's another one I want to go back and rewatch.
Yeah, I should rewatch it too.
Seen it twice, or 1.5 times.
Yeah, my big thing is I loved Deadpool 1. I loved how the romance thing and how the hatred towards it all, and then the cancer, and that movie was so good from the get-go.
The way they built it up.
Yeah. And just I loved all the bullet numbers. I just thought everything in the detail in that movie was so good. And then I just felt like Deadpool 2 was trying too hard. With the fat kid who was the bad guy the whole time,
I think I don't know if they were supposed to. I don't know if they were trying to get their feet wet with the Marvel Universe or the X-Men.
Yeah.
Or whatever, because he was a mutant, then he met up with the other mutants. Well, he already knew them, but
yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like that whole thing, and then Cable.
Yeah. My big thing too was Cable was Josh Brolin was already Thanos a month earlier. Yeah,
well, Ryan Reynolds was also Green Lantern, so.
Yeah, well, I mean, different universe, but same thing. I understand, but that's the problem with whatchamacallit having the rights to Deadpool and Spider-Man. So
Sony?
that's
Is
yeah.
it Sony or Fox?
It's Fox technically now, yeah.
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 No, I love Deadpool 1 and 2. Like I said, I want to go back and rewatch 2. I may say 1 is probably better because I've seen it more.
Yeah.
But from the start, Deadpool 2, the whole thing, like with Hugh Jackman in the beginning,
Yeah.
and the music, that whole scene, like hilarious.
Yeah. All the cameos, and that's the Brad Pitt thing where he hits the phone wire and you're just like, wait, is that Brad Pitt? And then at the end you find out it is. The whole superhero tryout thing, his nerdy friend from the bar was
I
just
totally forgot about that. Yeah, in Deadpool 2.
where he gets
I
his
like how just Ryan Reynolds is like self-aware that he's like in a movie. Like he'll reference actors, he'll reference the writers, he'll reference, the studio.
yeah,
So he's kind of like, it's funny how like he knows he's a comic book character almost.
right.
So that makes it funnier because it makes the comedy more real.
100%
like he's
agree.
riffing on what you're actually seeing, not just what's on the screen.
Absolutely. All right, so before we go, hit me with your top 5 favorite Ryan Reynolds movies.
All right, top 5 in order from 1 to 5, or
go 5 to 1.
All right, that's actually harder. So I'm probably gonna say, actually, hold on, let me type this out real quick.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna type them and then we're gonna rank them.
I'm gonna try and number mine now.
Okay, so I have that.
If I didn't fall asleep during Detective Pikachu, it would probably be in my top 5, but I can't say that.
What's the name of that freaking movie that we talked about it?
All right, I got mine. I just numbered them.
All right, I think I'm looking for my 5th.
And I have one on the cusp. Do you think it's fair to say, like, my 5th movie, it all had to do with the day I had? Like, I was out in Montauk, then went to, like, my friend's favorite restaurant and did all this cool stuff for the day, and then, like, it was, like, time to go home, but we made, like, a vacation out of the day, even though we were still on Long Island and, like, local. But then I saw R.I.P.D. and it, like, just made the day, the end of the day was perfect that way.
Yeah, it's all part of the experience, It's how you feel when you're watching it.
Yeah.
Right, so you want to go first or you want me to go first?
My number 5 is R.I.P.D.
Your number 5 is R.I.P.D. My number 5 is Waiting.
Okay. My number 4 is 6 Underground.
Really? That high? Yeah, I like it, but I don't think I would rank
I think I need to go back and watch a lot of these movies, like you said. I feel like I'm going to re-rank. I don't even know if half of these will be in my top 5.
The Proposal is number 4 for me.
Okay. That's when I should go back and rewatch.
I want to put that higher, but I can't put it higher than... Actually...
It's hard, right?
Yeah, no, I'll leave The Proposal where it's at.
Number 3 is The Change Up.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Oh, come on.
It's okay. No, it's okay. I'm going to say Just Friends.
Really?
I like that movie. I've seen it a lot of times. It made me laugh a lot. Like, it's one of those movies that I've seen so many times, so I think it's just like, it's a movie that I can think back to and reference.
Okay.
Like, a lot of parts. So, like, yeah, I would say Just Friends has to be on there.
All right. I just think The Change Up, like, I wish I could move The Change Up higher, but number 2, I have Waiting, because I love Waiting. I think it's so funny. It
is funny, but the other ones, I don't know. The other ones I think I just overall liked better. The
Okay.
Change Up I probably would have put as number 5. And it's hard because I think I have the top 6.
Okay. That's what I have. Yeah. That's why I said I have one on my cusp.
Waiting and The Change Up probably would have been around number 5 and 4.
Okay. So what's your number 3? Oh, no. What's your number 2?
My number 2 is Deadpool, the first one.
Cool. Okay. My number 1 is Deadpool, the first one.
Okay. Van Wilder's number 1.
Okay, cool.
Just nothing to take. Like, that one's nostalgic. Like, I can't just, like, Deadpool is so good, but I can't just come in and be like, oh, and replace my favorite movie.
Of course. Absolutely.
Like, Van Wilder, like, as a whole, like, it's just so good.
I have to watch that.
I like those kind of movies, like those American Pie type.
Okay.
So, yeah.
My movie on the cusp of getting in top 5 was Buried.
I thought about it. Yeah, it's definitely top 10.
Yeah.
Top 5.
So yeah.
Because there wasn't really a lot it had to offer.
Like I said, I feel like I could have this written out. I think I'm gonna watch half of these that I've never seen, and then rewatch a couple that you said to. Cause
yeah, I think we should rewatch Just Friends. You might appreciate it more that you're older.
Yeah.
Van Wilder, definitely recommend.
Okay.
Like, if you haven't seen it, see it.
Okay.
Yeah, you've already seen Selfless. there's nothing else I highly recommend that you haven't seen because we haven't seen a lot of the same ones.
Right. Yeah, I would rewatch The Proposal. I would try that Voices movie.
Oh yeah, watch The Voices. That's good.
Okay.
So I would say Just Friends, The Voices. No. I'm sorry. Back up. Van Wilder, Just Friends, and The Voices in that order.
Okay.
Like you should watch those.
All right. Fair enough. I will.
I think Just Friends is on Netflix unless they took it off.
Okay.
And Van Wilder used to be on Netflix, but I think they did take that off.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Now that we did this.
Another Van Wilder with I don't know his name. The guy from Mean Girls. The guy who played Aaron Samuels, where John Tucker Must Die.
Okay. Yeah.
That guy, I don't remember his name.
Mm-hmm. I don't know his actual name either.
He was another Van Wilder. They made a Van Wilder freshman year.
Uh-huh.
It was basically like Van Wilder in his freshman year. The original Van Wilder was, like I said, his 7th year of college.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
There was another question that you put on the thing. Are you gonna ask that one?
I don't even remember what it was.
Current Avenger.
Oh yeah. So if you had to take, this was hard. Okay, I forgot this. If you were to take Ryan Reynolds and replace him with a current Avenger as that Avenger, do you have an answer?
Yeah, and I had to think about it a little bit, but I think I'm gonna have to go with Hawkeye.
Ooh, okay.
Just because of who he was in X-Men prior to like the whole becoming Deadpool thing.
Yeah.
Like he was a weapon master.
Yeah.
That's what Hawkeye is. I mean, Ryan Reynolds used swords, but like I already saw him like being really good with swords and stuff. So seeing him really good with a bow would kind of translate into a very similar character.
Okay.
Because he couldn't be Iron Man, he couldn't be Captain. Like those guys are, they're superheroes.
My big thing was, see, it's hard because I'm like using him as who he is. I almost would replace him with Star-Lord because Chris Pratt is like.
Yes, that's a very good one. I keep forgetting to add Guardians of the Galaxy into the Avengers. Like,
but how do you take Chris Pratt out? You can't.
You can't take Chris Pratt out. But if Chris Pratt didn't exist, Ryan Reynolds would be very well there. Or
I think he would play the perfect voice of Rocket, which obviously is just a voice, but he's got that same thing that Bradley Cooper has,
But he has the jokes. Like Ryan Reynolds, like hearing him make those jokes would be funny in his
exactly.
voice.
So those are my two top.
Think of that. So like I said, I completely leave out the Guardians now.
Yeah.
So Hawkeye, or I agree on your other two. Those are my backups.
Okay. Yeah, no, but I can never pull Chris Pratt out of anything.
No, exactly.
So, thank you so much for doing this. I'm sorry about the thing kicking out. I'm figuring out. I messaged a buddy like 10 minutes before. I couldn't figure it out how to set it up on YouTube. I'm not doing away with the Instagram thing yet going live, but soon I might have to come up with just one. So it's easy to read notes off of a phone and work on the computer like this. So next time we'll get you on with YouTube. And the other big switch is when I do my new comic book day selections, those will still be on Wednesdays. They're going to bump down to like 7 o'clock. And then my Nicktendo episodes will be on Mondays from now on at 8 o'clock. So making a big switch with that. It just makes it easier for my schedule and everything. So that's what's going to flow. So
cool.
You'll be there, obviously.
Yeah, just let me know the schedule. I love doing these.
Yeah. All right, dude. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your patience with everything not working. So
that's cool.
Instagram out, YouTube. See you next time.
Yeah.
Later.